Alrighty guys, it looks like inevitability has occurred. Over the last few years, a lot of people have been complaining about the increase in what we call rates, which is effectively property taxes. These get paid directly to the local government. I've heard two different stories. The TV said they were going to cap it with the CPI, so basically your rates wouldn't go up within any more than what inflation was. And then there was one of the last articles this stupid ass mayor wrote in was they heard there was going to be a cap. They expected it to be 3.5%, and they'd be able to pay off a small amount of their debt. And now it's 2.5%. They've had to rework the budget, and it's going to be longer till they can pay their debt off. So, according to that article, it's 2.5%. You know, pay their debt off. Oh god, fuck. This same dickhead, right? The total net debt that's been accrued over the years by this government come to $70 million. $70 million. And this dickhead mayor, just last year, wanted to borrow another $50 million in one fucking year on top of that. For a city of 200 and something thousand people, he wanted to borrow $50 million in one fucking year. And here he is quacking on about paying his debts off. I don't know if they got that $50 million. I think they might have been knocked back for it. But anyway, he's been given the boot along with 12 other councillors, basically for internal bullying and all the other bullshit tactics. There was a mayor a while ago who owns a bloody big hardware store, and he's quite a well-known name. And this guy was a business person, as his parents had been, and built up quite a shitstorm of stuff. And long story short, he was mayor for about 6 months and then quit and didn't say anything. And then something like 6 months down the track, he came out and said they're all bitching and biting each other the entire time, and you can't practically do anything in there because none of them want to work together. They're all in it for themselves and their own electorate. And he said, and it's just fucking crazy. Like, so fucking self-centered and so up their own asses, it's just impossible to make any progress with them. And it was a shock exit, you know, and when he left, he didn't say a fucking thing, and it was just happened just like that, you know. Anyway, this other dickhead's come in, and he's got the boot along with the 12 of these councillors, and he's there in the paper saying, oh, well, of all the things that happened, at least I've still got my girl Friday, which is a woman named Miss Friday, who's his fiancée, who quite honestly looks like a worn-out Spanish whore. I've never... Oh, fuck, she's a bedraggled looking old bitch. I mean, it looks like Amy Winehouse's friggin' tall anorexic sister, pretty much. Anyway, never mind his stupid fiancée. He's out on his arse, and so are all these other dickheads, and the state government's in the process of bringing in an administrator. And I hope when they do bring this administrator in, this administrator makes these slack-ass workers work more than 2 hours at a 9-hour shift as well, and you know, goes around checking shit out and calling them up on the radio saying do this, do that, do something or other else. These pricks have got this. I've worked with these guys as a casual, filling in for a few guys who are on holidays, and they've got this stunt where they will see something that needs doing, but they'll ignore it. So if they're told to do another job, then they say, oh no, I've got to go down and fix this thing. And they've known about this other thing for a fucking month. You know, I was with a guy who his job was doing all the random other stuff that other people weren't allocated to. And we see a mattress out on the side of the road, and I said, should we pick that up? No, I'm leaving that for a good time, he goes. You know, they don't give a fuck about actually doing things. They give a fuck about you know, the petty politics of the joint is just insane, you know, and it'd be good if all those guys, you know, put on a little circus with the union, which I know they will, and they just fucking sack the entire lot of them fucking wholesale. And don't think it can't happen, because back in the 1970s, power station workers in Queensland tried the same stunt when my parents were living there in about 77, 78. And they said, well, you can't sack us, you won't get other people to do it, blah, blah, blah. Our union says this and that, and they, you know, would deliberately cause power outages just to fucking jerk the chain to see if they could get more money, and they're already getting a fucking shitload, as you could well imagine. And he said, fuck yous all, and he sacked the entire fucking lot of them. And within 2 weeks, everything was all back on track, with all interstate workers brought in. Like that. And they fucking threatened, and he said, right, you want to push it, and he fucking sacked the whole lot of them. The entire fucking lot of them got kicked out in all the power stations in Queensland, bang, and new people put on. And they just fucking walked in, and these guys, you know, the upper guys I think had been brought in from interstate, and the guys who were doing the more basic jobs, you know, guys who had been involved in earthworks or whatever, might be in the quarry digging the coal out or something like that, you know. And they all got the hang of it, and it was all over in fucking 2 weeks of him clicking his fingers. So anyway, it'll be good to see what the future holds, and they can work their way out of this debt. I honestly know for a fact that if I had personal control of this, I could run on less than 1/4 of the existing staff and still get more fucking work done. I shit you not. Because a lot of these guys are just, they literally drive around in circles all day, quote unquote, looking for work to do. I shit you not, if they come into a fucking car park like this one out here, right, they got this rule: when it's hot, if it's over fucking, well, like 95 Fahrenheit or even over 90 Fahrenheit, you don't get out of the vehicle to pick up bottles unless there's 4 bottles or more. So it's like the 4-bottle rule. There has to be at least 4 bottles, glass bottles, rolling around the car park for someone to puncture their tyres on before you can get out of the vehicle, because it's too hot to get out of the vehicle. It's like, what are you going to do? Drive around in an air-conditioned vehicle all day? You're going to do, like, does there have to be 4 bottles? Like, you know, fuck, you're doing nothing all day anyway, so why not pick up them 3 bottles that are there, you know? You got to wait till somebody drops a 4th. Like, just, you know, all this pecky bullshit just to get out of fucking doing anything. It's unbelievable. But anyway, it looks like it's all changing, and I'm happy to fucking see it.